Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Early Childhood Corner, where we support children under 5 in 5 key areas of development. My name is Allison Ronking. I work for Central Jersey Family Health Consortium as the program manager and early childhood specialist of our Central Intake Family Connections program. If you have questions about potty training, or as our panelists like to call it, potty learning, then you're going to want to stick around for this interview. You're going to hear insights and tips from a group of experts who have helped hundreds of families move through this exciting and oftentimes stressful and confusing milestone. I'd like to start by introducing you to our wonderful group of panelists. They all come from various home visiting programs. How about we start, if everyone could start by sharing your name and then the program you're associated with. And we could start with Nurse Family Partnership.
Great, thank you. Thank you for having us. Hi, my name is Cynthia Moorhead. I'm the supervisor for Nurse Family Partnership, and we cover Middlesex and Somerset County. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deneen McLaughlin, and I'm a nurse home visitor with Nurse Family Partnership.
Thank you. We're so happy to have you on this call today. And how about we move to our Healthy Families programs?
Hi, everyone. My name is Surelis de Lima, and I'm the program supervisor for the Healthy Families program, TIP specifically, with Middlesex and Somerset counties. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Malara, and I am a program supervisor for Parents as Teachers in Monmouth County and Healthy Families in Perth Amboy.
Hi, my name is Genesis Vasquez. I'm a family support worker at the Perth Amboy Healthy Family site.
Thank you. Welcome. And we'll move on to our Parents as Teachers program.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm Elena Fuller, the supervisor of Middlesex Parents as Teachers.
Hello, my name is Esther Barrett. I am also one of the parent educators from Middlesex Parents as Teachers.
And lastly, my name is Ziraida Zagira, and I'm a parent educator for Middlesex Parents as Teachers.
Okay, so we have a bunch of wonderful women here to answer some of your questions on potty learning. But before we get into that, I'd love to know a little bit more about home visiting.
Hi, Allison. I could share a little bit about my experience with home visiting. A friend of mine told me about this wonderful program, Nurse Family Partnership. I have the unique opportunity to have experience within all the 3 models that are represented today. She told me that how supported she felt by her nurse, and of course, I wanted a nurse to come visit me as well. It's really overwhelming as a first-time parent when everyone throws opinions at you about child rearing. And my nurse supported me with research-based information. She prepared me to be in charge of my birth, my way. I was able to advocate for myself and tell the doctors how I wanted my birth to go. I was then introduced to my now boss with the Visiting Nurses Association, and she hired me to supervise the program in Perth Amboy Healthy Families. And a year later, I supervised the program in Monmouth County for Parents as Teachers. One of the things that we do with both Healthy Families and Parents as Teachers is that we use the Parents as Teachers curriculum to support families in the 5 protective factors. Some of those protective factors include parenting and knowledge, concrete support in times of needs by referring families to much needed services in their communities, and social connections. We can elaborate on more that our programs do, but it's so wide and personalized for each family, as each family has different needs.
Thanks so much, Jen. I think you're right. Parenting is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had. And to have someone like walk hand in hand with you just through the journey of parenting, especially in those early years, is such a gift. And I love that you said that we get so many opinions from so many people, and that you really connect with the parents to help them find their voice and share evidence-based resources with them. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else want to expand? Otherwise, we can move right into our questions. Okay, so one of the first questions I'd like to ask you, my first learned how to use the potty when he was 15 months old. Now I want my second child to do the same, but financially I can't afford training pants. Do you have any tips?
I can take that question. So what's important to remember is that each child develops at their own pace. Attempting to potty train too early can delay success, so you'll want to wait until your child shows signs of toilet learning readiness. Some signs include your child wanting to be changed, not liking to be wet or dirty, hiding, making faces, or squatting when soiling a diaper, showing interest in what you're doing in the bathroom, and staying dry for at least 2 hours or waking up dry after naps. Typically, they show these signs between 1.5 to 3 years old.
Thank you. Those are some great tips.
Along with all the great things Deneen suggested, around that age, your child might have a little bit more of the ability to use words to communicate that they can use the potty. So you might want to pick a word that they know how to use for that specifically. That might help a lot. And also trying to go through this process with them during a time where your family's not experiencing a lot of changes. It takes a lot of patience on mom and dad's part or the caregiver's part, but it's a lot of work for your child as well. So you want to find a time where you can both put in a lot of effort to do this. And then just along with that, your parent educator or your family support worker can help you link to any diaper banks in your neighborhood. So that's always helpful too. They make regular diaper deliveries. So those are probably some other things that might help you out.
Thank you, both of you, for those wonderful tips. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Whenever my daughter says she has to go to the potty, I take her to the bathroom. She doesn't do anything. I want to take her seriously, and I need her to learn how to use the potty before I enroll in childcare. What should I do?
I can take this one as well. All right, so we want potty training to be enjoyable for both the parent and the child. It takes time, so let's make it fun. Ideas for making potty learning fun could be reading a book, such as the Elmo Goes Potty book, or singing songs that introduce the idea of potty learning in a fun way. You can do a search on YouTube for potty training songs for toddlers, or there's a song called Fuera Penal. Some potties also have music. It's also important in having something that entertains your child and keeps their attention as they may be sitting on the potty, like a book or a toy. And definitely give praise every time they use the potty. Every time they have success using the potty, you can give stickers or a snack. You have to make a big deal out of successes and a small deal out of accidents. It's okay, and your positive attitude can go a long way.
I love that idea of making a big deal out of their successes and a small deal out of their accidents. And what we could do just in the post below, we'll make sure to include those links to the YouTube videos for our families. Okay, so why don't we move on to question number 3. My child has no interest in using the potty. I even got him a potty chair. What can I do to encourage his use?
I can take that question. So when it comes to potty, and let's call it learning, because it's a learning process, there's different parts, right? And sometimes they can be divided like in 3. So sometimes we're so eager to get them ready to go. And, you know, for us, it's so easy, just go to the potty. But for them, it's a process. And sometimes we have to identify those early cues that they might be giving us, as Denise mentioned, maybe how long they're staying, dry before they go before they get in the diaper, or just like little signs, as well as when they go maybe into a corner, or just when they can say, sometimes kids know how to say pee pee, or any word that they might use to recognize those things. But that doesn't always necessarily translate as they're ready to go into the potty. So we have to attune with our children, and also make it fun. We cannot make it stressful for them. With the potty, maybe doing an activity such as reading a book or using a sticker, and it can be actually in front of the area where they will be doing, where they will be using the potty chair, can be something more rewarding for them, as they can see that they're gonna be, there's gonna be a little celebration coming up. It takes time, it takes patience, but the most important part is not letting outside stressors coming in, such as it's time to go to school and you're not going to be able to get in, or even families and friends that might be putting a timeline for your child. Every child is different and they will be in a different process.
Thank you so much, Sorellis. I do know that pressure that sometimes schools will put on parents, and then the parents feel like they need to then put it on their child, but that could delay the process. So those are wonderful things to keep in mind, that every child is unique, and they will learn when they're ready to learn. So any last tips you want to share? This has been a great conversation. I think you've left our participants with some really helpful information.
If I can add and emphasize about reading books and with your child while they're on the potty, again, we want to make it a pleasurable experience, so that the child is not resistant. When you read to your child, you are creating a lifelong learner. You're supporting them in learning, and you're also bonding with them, which each child needs a certain dose of attention. And what a better time than to use this opportunity to learn with them and help them to grow in those areas. It's another program goal of ours to prepare our children to be school ready.
That's a great point, Jen. I mean, especially for working moms, or any mom, right? Just to make the most of every moment they can with their child when they have so many competing demands. So thank you everyone for your insight, your suggestions. If anyone listening to this has some additional questions, don't hesitate to post them in the comment section, and we'll try to get you answers as soon as possible. But thanks again, everyone, and have a great afternoon.